This episode of Says Who is brought to you by you. You, through your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/sayswho. That's our Patreon, where pretty much every Sunday you get this all over again. You get me and Maureen doing a little thing we call the Town Watch, which is essentially this, but maybe a little shorter, definitely a little looser, and, something fun, sort of, kind of, to listen to together or whatever. Patreon. Oh, also, that's if you give it the $5 a month level. If you give it the $10 a month level, you get that and you get a sticker in the mail. Every month, you become a member of the Says Who Sticker Club, which is a great club. All of that is available to you at patreon.com/sayswho.
Hello, book lovers. So, if you are in the UK and you are interested maybe in pre-ordering You Are the Detective, The Creeping Hand Murder, you are listening to this on July 30th or 31st, you can go to waterstones.com, pre-order it there, and use the code SUMMER25 and be at 25% off because it has been selected as part of Waterstone's 25% off promotion for the summer. And if you say you're a person that likes to collect foreign edition, the foreign edition has a different cover. So if you're interested in that, or a library kind of edition that doesn't have a pocket in the back, you can also, anybody can order from waterstones.com and put in that 25% code. Or if you're in the US and you want, now I have to clarify something. So if you pre-order from the Mysterious Bookshop in New York, we were like, we are going to pre-order, we are going to customize the shit out of it. Wires got crossed. We were told that, but don't worry, there's even better solve. We were told that, and then it turns out like nobody had kind of quite cleared that correctly with the store on some end. However,
perfect.
Like we were told that, but here's the amazing solution. The publisher is making custom-made, specialized ransom cards that we are going to personalize the hell out of. So basically, you get something even fancier. And everybody that pre-orders from that store will get a special, and we will do all the personalizations on this special card that no one else will get. Boom. And you can get that. Oh, Dexy saw a bird. Oh, a squirrel.
Even more exciting.
Yes. So you can pre-order from the Mysterious Bookshop and get that very special gift that's being made right now. You can pre-order from waterstones.com in the next 2 days using code SUMMER25, get 25% off because it's happening. September 16th, US, September... Is it 25th UK? I don't know where I am. I got back last night. I'll tell you. Books.
Well, if you would like to order Maureen's books and not get a fancy card, though I don't know why you would want to do that, but other books of Maureen's, you can always go to kickbezosintheballs.org. That's our own little bookshop on the internet where we have easy links to Maureen's stuff, to books we've mentioned on the pod, or there's a search bar where you can find all sorts of books. I do it all the time. kickbezosintheballs.org. And while you're buying things on the internet, you can always mosey on over to merch.sayswhopodcast.com where we sell, guess what? Says Who merchandise.
What?
Or you can go to shop.dancinker.com where I sell some patches and some shirts and some stickers and other good stuff. Anyway, the internet, it's where you buy things.
Dan, I'm just sitting here looking at the birds, the green grass, and Dan, I've been touching grass. I've been barefoot in the goddamn grass. I have walked over English hills and fields, feet on the grass, looking at clouds, looking at deer and sheep and cows and beautiful hawks that flew overhead. Dan, I'm ponies and how have you been? How have you been?
I've been living in America in the summer of 2025.
Is that different from?
Not a lot of ponies. Not a lot of grass.
But good time? Bad time?
Sure.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'm back, baby. Back in the USA. God damn it. Greatest country in the goddamn world. to SaysWhovia podcast. It's not a podcast.
It is, in fact, a coping strategy. I am Dan Sinker.
And I am Maureen Johnson, and I have to apologize to everyone. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. The reason we did not record the last week.
Oh,
or was it 2 weeks?
No, just last week.
Okay. Where was I? I was in the middle of a field or something.
That happens.
Yeah, I had to be two places at once last week. It was a little tricky.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I have just returned last night. Our was a hot and stinky July day when we touched the ground at JFK, etc. Last night we got in. We started on the UK side at 7:30.
Okay.
Made our way out of the beautiful rolling hills of Somerset towards the airport, where the airport was immediately a wake up into. It was like a clanging fray of. Heathrow was rammed.
Yeah.
We got on a flight, flew home. Then I had the dog. The maximum time you can pick up the dog is 8 p.m.
Okay.
I had timed this down to basically the last second. I was like, the minute we land, I start running.
Yeah.
Our first challenge was making sure Oscar got through immigration. Yeah. I had memorized the number of the lawyer. I had turned off stuff on my phone. We were fully ready, but we have global entry, which I think was a big benefit. And we just kind of sailed right through.
Boom.
We were not, so yes, he's, that was easy.
Oscar's
got our bags.
Street legal.
He is street legal. Yeah. We were kind of clenching a little bit. As he said before we left, it'll either be nothing or the worst day of my life. So, but we got in, got our bags, stood in the taxi line, I was like, go, go, go. Pulled up at our house. I was in my house for 4 minutes.
Okay.
I grabbed the mail. I stared at a dead plant for 30 seconds. Okay. I grabbed my keyboard, my mouse, and a cord. Then I ran back downstairs, pushed the bags toward the curb, ordered another lift, got to the train station at 6:34 for a 6:35 train.
Wow.
That is how close I was cutting it from the hills of England.
Okay.
I mean, when I say I booked this down to the last second, I really did. But it's so hot here that the trains were delayed.
Oh.
First 20 minutes, then 30 minutes, then 40 minutes. And in the end, the train didn't actually arrive until like 7:15.
So then you were not able to get Dix.
We drove back. Apparently, she was starting to vomit from stress yesterday because a lot of dogs came in. And I was like, well, now I feel terrible. But it's at a vet. So the vet immediately took her over, examined her. The nurse sat with her. They gave her a full exam. They're like, yes, it's just, I think she got nervous because a bunch of new dogs came in that got very loud. And she's been here for a while and this is too much. And I already felt terrible. So I was over there at, it opened at 8 this morning. I was there at like 7:50 with my nose pressed up against the glass. So she was back. And she's great. And boy, she even weed a little on seeing me. She was so like overwhelmed with emotion. Poor little girl.
Well, welcome back, Maureen. It's been hot. It's been shitty. It's been so hot all summer long. It was like brutal.
It was hot when I first got there, when I first arrived in London. So I was in a number of places. I was in London, I was in Guildford, I was in Cheltenham and the hills outside Cheltenham, and then I was in Somerset. And for the last week or so, it has been 65 to 75.
Oh, man, if only.
It was. One night I was acutely cold coming home. I was really cold, like shivering.
This is all I think about now. Is it would be nice to feel cold.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Dan, being away, I was saying this a lot to my friends and anybody that was around me, that before we left, I felt kind of broken by it all, in the sense that, like a lot of people, I was so acutely, it had flooded the zone.
Yeah.
To the point where it had expanded to fill all of that long-term processing power. Yeah. And I was like, maybe I don't know how to write or do anything. Maybe I'm just a lump of cheese. Yeah. And the getting there and just being away from it. First, just being far from it reminds you that it's not happening everywhere.
Right.
And seeing it sort of across the water was a very like, oh, it felt far and near. Like people are following it. And some people are following it acutely, and some people are following it like, oh, there's some kind of weird stuff going on, but I'm sure it'll be fine. It's America just being itself. And having to be the person that's like, no. This is actually a fundamental slide into fascism that has been part of our national character and part of the path we've been on. We've been on the tick, 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 tick part of the ride before it goes down the hill for a while. This ride has got a big tick, tick. Got a big tick, 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 tick. But it was quite a drop. It's a fast drop. When you tick, tick that long, it's a big drop.
Turns out it's a real fast drop.
And it's a steep drop, and it's straight down, and it is as they say in Bill Ted's, totally deep hole. We haven't found the bottom of it yet. We are somewhere approaching the core of the earth and maybe going to come out the other side and shoot into space.
I'm not overly attuned to roller coaster design, but I do know that there has been sort of a growing trend over the last little while of drops that are 90 degrees or beyond 90 degrees, right?
Like
so
backwards?
So imagine a 90-degree angle is a square. A 95-degree angle would be slightly
behind.
So
how does that work?
Really, I mean, you fall. I can't imagine anything I want to do less than that.
No,
but it's definitely a growing trend, it seems, and it does feel like we have been on one of those drops. This is not a nice, fun, wee kind of drop. Right. It is a beyond 90-degree drop.
Well, Dan, I do actually have a lot of experience with roller coaster design, having played Roller Coaster Tycoon a few times.
True.
I will say that my parks are more famous for their food courts than they are coaster design or maintenance, which I find, frankly, a bit irritating because I don't like having to terraform everything and like terraform it and then like arrange it and figure out where the paths go in it. That drives me crazy. And it's like that stuff. I'm like, just put a coaster there. Let me think big picture design wise.
Sure. Yeah.
Surely I can put a crab cake shack in there.
Yeah.
I did, as I've said before, accidentally kill a couple costume characters.
Happens.
By not knowing how to use the pincer move and dropping them into my ornamental lakes where I lost a cartoon tiger. He drowned to death in one of my ponds. Yeah, my friend watching it said I didn't know that could happen, and if you drop them in, they'll drown. So that's something that you can keep in mind if you want to kill your imaginary cartoon employees. You can kill them.
Well, that's good to know.
But you will find that people around don't react too much. So the guests were fine as my tiger flailed and died. And they continued on to my new cotton candy stand, which they found fucking delightful. My prices are... Thing is, I set good prices. They're not too cheap, but they're just to the point where you're like, I could give that a go for $3.
Oh yeah,
and I keep it affordable, and I'm very good about trash can placement and lighting, and benches, so you can always sit down and have a soda. Like I make sure there's plenty of spots. So
well, that's thoughtful of you.
So that is sort of how I think about America, I guess.
Okay.
We're drowning the costume characters.
Yes.
And we're creating dangerous rides.
Well-placed benches and affordable food, less so.
Well, you could probably get some real garbage.
Drowning the costume characters, I buy the metaphor.
It's fun explaining to people in a place of socialized medicine. I am still on my my ongoing this summer project of getting a shot in my foot is still, I've just tried to explain how much of my time has been taken up by this very, very simple thing that I would long have forgotten that I'd had. And costs nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, still, I dream of it, and someday I will get it if I really dream hard and try to live right.
Yourself.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You got to pull
applying.
yourself up by your bootstraps.
Correct. You've
really apply yourself, and maybe one day you'll get a shot in your foot.
Or you meet your doctor over in front of the 7-Eleven where she is elbowed in the cortisol machine and taken a syringe, as she seemed to be threatening to do. Yeah, they just go to doctors, Dan. And, some of my relatives, because they are so kind of like normal people that have never lived in this chaos, are like, surely it can't be that bad or complicated, or what, like someone would fix it. Like it's not, and it's hard to explain that this is a feature, not a bug.
In fact, not only are they not trying to fix it, they're actively trying to make it harder and worse.
To the point where, and they're like, but that's not sustainable. And we're like, bingo. Now you're getting it.
Yes.
Like, but why? Why is it like this? Like now you're starting to see some of the questions we ask ourselves.
Yeah.
Why is it like this? And how much worse is it going to get? And the answer is a lot worse. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot worse. And so, but then I have saw some big white cows. I drove a little golf cart around at 5 miles an hour, which I loved. Love that.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's living right there.
Oh, yeah. You could just take one. Your key had a key to any cart you saw. Like you could just get in it or get on any bike.
You were at a hotel with golf carts?
Dan, we were at a very fancy hotel for the last 4 days. My friend booked a couple of rooms for her birthday, and because I would not normally have stayed at this place. It's called the Newt. It's in Somerset, and it is ranked as one of the top hotels in the entire world.
Oh, wow.
It is bananas.
I got to get a fancy friend.
I have a fancy friend who, it's the kind of place that no matter where you are, someone in a dapper blazer will do whatever you ask, and you feel weird. They're like, madam, do you want me to bring your coffee out to where? We'll arrange that. Like, we'll come and bring it to you. Like, what do you need? We'll come and fix it and bring it to you. And you never have to kind of, nothing's trouble. They're like, of course. Like, we'll just do that. A lot of celebrities go there.
Okay. Were any there while you were there?
I didn't notice if there were. I'm not good at noticing them.
Yeah.
But it has, for example, Dan, I'm embarrassed how fancy this place is. Again, I did not pay for it. Thank you to my friend. It has on-site, it has hundreds of acres of gardens. It has its own apple orchards. It has its own farm. It makes its own cider. It has its own farm shop. It makes its own cheese. It makes its own ice cream. People come for the day. It's like a park that people can pay admission to, and just like people hang out for the day to go to like the farms and walk the gardens and like see the deer park. So it has like a kind of attraction park that anybody can go into. So like you can, and all the hotel guests can, obviously, you can walk through the deer park, you can walk the treetop walk, and people can just buy admission and do it. And it does all kinds of like flower pressing or forest bathing. Like you can come and do workshops. It's nice, and have lunch and buy fancy stuff at their shop. But it also has, for example, a replica Roman villa, because a Roman villa was found on the grounds. Of course. A carved one. Yeah, and so they spent millions and millions of dollars building the fanciest museum that has these custom like earphones that as you walk around, it talks to you. And then you go through and you walk through an actual goddamn Roman villa that they recreated with teams of archaeologists. And it's a whole fucking house that you get to walk through. And then in the back, they have, again, this is like a tourist thing that people can come and do. Like people can pay admission to come and see it. And people, like a chef that his job was to research. They hired him and they're like, do you want to research 2,000-year-old recipes and then sell them at this, our stand there for food, like I would at my park, is all 2,000-year-old Roman recipes.
Wow.
So like honey cakes and sesame cakes and special like lentil soups, and they made wine glasses in the shape of ancient Roman wine pottery. And
sure,
there's there's a Roman winemaker, and they show you like weaving and perfume make. It's like a thing that people can go and walk around. Like there were kids there.
I feel like for Americans listening right now that might not be overly attuned to British history, one of the wildest things about England is that at one point it was a part of the Roman Empire.
Yes, it was a part of the Roman Empire from it ended around 410, so I think it was like it was somewhere like 30 or 50 or so. It was just after kind of the shift over year. Yeah.
And so like it traveling around England, it is always astounding to me just how old shit is, right? Like you'll regularly go into buildings that were built in the like 1400s or whatever. But then you've got the real old shit, which is like the fact that there's Roman ruins in England. Like
the city of Bath is called Bath, because it has in the middle of it this kind of big central thing you can go see. Is a goddamn Roman bath, like a full ass Roman bath, like you were in Italy. And you can walk around, and there's the pools, and because there's a lot of spring water in that area of the country. So there's like warm swings in Bath and Cheltenham, and so there's a lot of taking the waters places. But it has a full Roman bath. That is sort of its big claim to fame.
So a fancy resort recreating their Roman villa is not the same thing as like
Disneyland,
the Venetian in Las Vegas. Right. Like this is an actual part of history that that you can dig up. It's always amazing to me, like you'll go to these like a museum and they'll be like, oh, here are the Roman coins we dug up in the field, like just here's the pottery that we found in this farmer's field when we tilled the field once. And it's just like, this is wild.
And they do a lot of work to preserve. For example, this site has been an archaeological site for some time. Yeah. And then they reburied it to preserve it. So it's all been reburied. And then they put big kind of railroad tie kind of things on top of it to show you the footprint above the ground.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then they built this kind of giant glass museum, and they encased part of it under glass so you can see the bath part of it. Okay. And they have like a glass floor that you can look down at it. But they found a lot of things on site that are in this part of it. And apparently like the BBC and a lot of places use this villa for filming. So if they're filming like a period drama, they might use this thing. So this is all like kind of, you can buy like a ticket and come in and just hang out all day and do all this cool stuff. And kids come in on school holidays. They're like, in school holidays, this place is flooded. Like the kids are running all around. It's super fun. It's got tons of cool stuff for kids. But this is all open to the guests. So you can like go forest bathing and go on a deer park tour and see a Roman villa. Like it's all connected. And then they give you lots and lots of fancy drinks in your room that they make, like rhubarb and elderflower. But they let you drive the golf carts around. And I find this secret bar that they have where they have like all these beautiful alcohols that they make and bottles of cool mixers. And I just went over and like loaded up a bag with them and then drove it back, clink, 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 to our side. It's fine. It's just like that's happened to be where it was. And I roll out of the golf cart. I'm like, I brought you all this. I brought you some apple gin that I found. And every day at between 3 and 5, they put out a cream tea. And they'll make you any kind of tea you want, like fresh mint or, fresh tea leaves. So it was really good tea and like buckets of scones and creams. One day we were in the pool and they were like, do you want us to just bring the cream tea out to the pool? And they just carried a whole ass cream tea out to the side of the pool.
Wow.
Set it up. Yeah, they just grabbed some from it, put on a tray, and they're like, here you go.
Nothing says like time in the pool like a cream tea.
You wouldn't think so, except it.
Have a scone with some clotted cream while floating.
You come out to the little table and then you eat, and then you kind of come back in. They won't let you like take that stuff in anywhere near the pool. But
I just imagine like a swim up bar where you're sitting on a little stool in the water eating a egg and cress sandwich.
Yeah, basically, Dan, I felt very privileged and guilty to be at this incredible, but it was amazing. We were there for like a long weekend, but I just really spending time because we'd been working all together in this house, which was also really beautiful and like literally just on a house, a big old barn that was like on this hillside working together. I realize how lucky I am, and I feel bad saying it, but I'm also going to say with a lot of appreciation, thank you to Cassandra Clare, who hosts these retreats that we go on. And I kept saying to her, like, I feel like you keep coming in and saving me. Like more than once, somewhere I've been with you has been like, this is incredible. Like I feel like a person again. And everyone else was.
Do you sing
my
Wonderwall at her?
Yes.
I thought so.
Although my friend Robin did kind of keep sidling up to me. He goes, have you considered therapy? And I was like, I don't need therapy.
I'm fine. Should go to therapy.
I think it's good for everyone, isn't it?
Amazing.
She's like, then I talked about my family a little bit, and she's like, have you? And I was like, I'm fine.
You could go to therapy. Therapy's great.
I'm in Philly right now.
Yeah.
I came right from that.
Yeah.
I came right from cows and cream tea. And they brought us over because we had to go. They brought us a box of like baked goods and coffee because they're like, you can go to breakfast. So here's some stuff we put in a box for you to take in the car. They do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're all very go on.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Well, then we drove, and I'm just saying I kind of made one continuous long from Somerset to the airport back to New York where everyone was screaming. It was 1,000 degrees. Yeah. Home for 4 minutes, saw a bunch of dead plants, grabbed the mail, continued on to the station, got in the scrum for a train, and then boom, here I am.
The thing that is, I feel like you're remarkably consistent at being able to immediately undo relaxation progress that you achieve other places.
Disagree, Dan. I've brought it back with me.
Have you?
Dan, right now I'm looking at the beautiful green. I'm with my dog. This morning I've already gone and gotten groceries, done all my laundry, and started to unpack all the stuff to set up my office because I'll be here for about a week because I am on a crazy, crazy deadline now.
Yeah.
I'll show you this thing I made at he'll have to describe it to you. So this is an old folder from my in-laws because we were cleaning out their house for a week with them. Yeah. I was working mostly and Oscar was doing that, but occasionally I would help with the greenhouse by hauling bags of dirt or something. Yeah. It was a beautiful time of just like walking through the lawn, throwing a ball to the puppy, helping haul a flower pot, sitting down doing some work, having some soup together. Also, not for nothing, Dan, I buried the lead. The goddamn Lionesses won the Euros. I'm a sports fan now.
I know. All right, it's Dan, good.
I watched the women's Euros, which is the women's soccer. England was in it. I watched from the quarterfinals on.
Yep.
So I watched 5 matches, even the ones that England. So this is, I need to stress, not a sports person at all.
Yeah.
I was like, where can we watch the Euros? Because the Euros happened while we were there. And I was like, where are we going to watch the Euros? Where are we going to watch the Euros? We just went back to our room and watched it. But then we had to go to dinner in the last 10 minutes. So, and it had gone into extra time and it was in penalties. So I'm feverishly checking my phone.
Yeah.
And we are taken to this restaurant that they have where they bought like the local train station.
Yeah.
And they turned it into a creamery restaurant where they make cheese. So it's their cheese making facility on one side. So they have like a big, here we are making cheese. This is our cheese factory. And then this old fashioned kind of train station restaurant that all it serves on Sunday is Sunday roast. It's all day roast. And let me tell you, they gave us so much goddamn food. Like it all came with Yorkshire puddings, giant portions of fresh, hot, bubbling cauliflower cheese, the crispiest roast potatoes you ever saw, big jugs of gravy, and the vegetarian one, like, was like, I got a giant pile of vegetables and like roasted potatoes and this cauliflower cheese. And I am looking at my phone like a goddamn maniac and passing it over to Oscar and going, look at each penalty shot. Because I'm asking people on Blue Sky to keep me updated. And whoever was out there, thank you. So then they won. Here's a weird thing. No one else was in this restaurant but us. We were literally the only customers.
That's because everyone else was watching the Euros.
Possibly. Yeah, also, maybe because people they eat Sunday roast in the afternoon and not at 7:30 p.m., which is when we went.
Right.
So literally we're in an empty restaurant.
Yeah.
And I'm checking the phone, and there's like a big open kitchen where it's completely open where they're cooking. So I grab my phone and I run over and I slam my hands down the counter again. I just want y'all to know that England won. If you were interested, and then they looked up very calmly and said, yes, thank you, madam. And they went back to what they were doing. And I was like, I don't know what to do now, because I've never been a sports excited fan before. So you just, so I'm gonna walk back to my table, and no one else is interested at the table but Oscar. And I'm like, so they won. Everyone's like, that's good. That's really good.
Y'all should have gone to like a pub. That would have been the place to be.
Dan, I didn't know what to do because I've never had sports excitement before.
It's great.
I was like twiddling stuff. I'm like, so they won. And everyone's like, yep, that's great, Maureen. That's good for you. Good. We're happy for you. And it was a very simple weirdo that was at their table. It was going, yes, and it went into the penalties. And they're like, good.
That was it was a very stressful game. Those penalties were fucking bananas.
I love the Lionesses. I love them.
You did not watch them live. You were just kind of looking at the X's and O's that
just
were
the penalties.
Through. And it was nuts. Like,
I can't believe that's the part I didn't see.
The very first pen was by Beth Mead.
Yes.
And she made it. And then they called it back because she kind of slipped as she did it, and apparently double touched the ball, which is not allowed. So then it was like, yeah, she made it. And then it was like, oh wait, they just said she didn't make it. And now we're going to Spain, and then they make it. Right. It was so stressful. It was very stressful, but that's why it's a great game, because
it's very, I was watching it and I'm like, it's like they're dancing. Like they kind of dance, they do back shuffles. He's like, yes, that's why they call it the beautiful game. It's very flowing, like a beautiful ballroom dance. And I'm interested in watching women play. I don't think I'd have any interest watching the men play, but watching the women play. Also, one of their men players was like, revealed only after the win. She's like, by the way, now that we've won, I can tell you, I've done this whole entire thing with a broken tibia.
Yeah, which is insane.
The whole thing.
Yeah. This is all right. This is where I'll plea my case for you, Maureen.
Okay.
Because you should get into the Arsenal women's team.
Okay.
Arsenal being the football club that we follow. The Arsenal women's team, basically everyone that was good on the team, on the Lionesses, plays for Arsenal.
What about the goalie? She's my favorite.
Not the goalie.
I think it's Hannah Whittington or something like.
No, I don't know. But not the goalie. But everyone that scored, including on the Spain side, that was also an Arsenal player. Like,
wow.
The woman who kind of brought England to the finals, Michelle Ajamang.
Oh, she's
like
amazing.
19 years old, and would come in, and England was behind every single game, and then they would bring Ajamang on, and she would level it up. She is Arsenal. Like, everyone is Arsenal. They're amazing, and they won. So in one of the things that's confusing as Americans is you have your normal league play, but then there are a bunch of other football, soccer, things that you play for. There are various cups that have sort of tournaments involved. And then for the kind of best clubs in any country, well, at least in among Europe, there's something called the Champions League, which is like a many club thing. And you become essentially champions of Europe if you win the Champions League. And Arsenal last year, after a very bad start with a very bad coach, they then brought in this interim coach who was amazing, and they basically didn't lose, or they lost like a handful of games after she came in. But they won the Champions League last year. And so now they're coming into the new season, which starts in like a month or something. Champions of Europe with the most Euro players on their team, and will likely be a real threat for winning the actual English side as well, which they keep not doing because Chelsea has a very, very good women's team. But I think they're going to do it. Get in it.
I said I wanted to get into a sport, and it has stolen my heart.
Yeah.
I actually was like, I would like a Lioness jersey. Like, I would wear it. And I've never said that before. I was like, I just love them so much, and I can't explain why.
I wish that their jersey design was a little nicer than it is. Yeah. This is where I get crabby. They have Nike. I feel like Nike does not design good soccer jerseys, whereas Adidas designs great soccer jerseys. And I wish that the Lionesses and the male club had Adidas or some kind of better looking design than they have. That's my crabbiness.
Well, Dan, I literally, because oftentimes I would walk outside at my in-laws' house with no shoes on, even over rocks or whatever. I could just furiously, partially I was like shoe prisons, like foot prisons. I've been following obviously my influencers, and they always say, if you want to get in touch with the electrical current of the earth, you have to start wearing foot prisons. And I'm like, of course, no foot prisons. I was literally touching grass, just feeling the grass beneath my feet.
Yeah.
I was breathing fresh air. I looked deep into the eyes of a cow. I watched little bats flutter overhead. I watched birds of prey. I sat outside in a little bit of a shade of a stone building and worked on the end of the velvet knife, which I have to get done in the next 2 weeks and 3 days.
Wait, have you mentioned the name before? This might be the first time I've heard the name. Is this official?
It's official. You guys, don't tell anybody. It's called the Velvet Knife. And I was showing you, this is an old folder. So when we were cleaning
back
up.
To that.
So I basically took supplies from their like ancient supply of, like I taped together a whole bunch of pieces of printer paper. Then I cut up an old notepad and I made this.
Wow.
Which is, if you see this, Dan, I'm holding up, is it 1, 2, 3? It's 6 pieces of paper across.
Yeah. So Maureen is displaying a what can only be described as a portable conspiracy wall.
Yep.
Which is multiple pieces of paper that you are extending your arms to full extension.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's many pieces of paper stuck together with very small sort of post-it-y looking bits.
Yeah, I had to cut these post-its so they were in 1.5 inches. I free cut all of these.
Oh my God.
Because I had to make it fit. But this is like all the different characters or plot lines, like my clues, my murder, different lines I'm running. So I was running the plots and running the characters and rechecking all my math, because the book I had one draft done, but then I ripped it apart and I'm completely kind of rewriting it for the 15th of August.
That sounds like the Maureen Johnson we all know and love.
This is the Maureen Johnson guarantee that I will rip the book apart and redo it. And then people will be like, how will you get it done in that amount of time? And I'm always like, I have no idea. I have no clue. I don't know. Probably I won't.
And yet you do.
Screaming.
Yeah.
Screaming is how I do it.
Yeah.
But then I got my brain back.
Well, that's good.
But from fresh air, distance, and I was, while I followed things, I checked once a day or twice a day. So I sort of knew, like, for example, I woke up one day and everyone was like, did you see the South Park thing? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I didn't know about the South Park thing, and then I saw it, which if you haven't seen it, so this is what's great. I mean, the South Park guys are complicated and not necessarily great, but this situation is funny.
Yeah.
They were in negotiation with Paramount. So I guess CBS Paramount.
Yeah.
Is NBC or just because I believe it has CBS Paramount.
CBS is Paramount. Yeah.
Okay. So they just fired, as you know, they ended Stephen Colbert's show. So they were in negotiations for all of South Park. And I believe the deal in the end was going to be $3 billion for South Park, which I'm like, really? But you put South Park at $3 billion. But they get everything for that. Like they get, I guess, all the old episodes, everything new. Right. Like they get everything South Park. So apparently they waited until the very, very, very last seconds. They signed the contract 8 hours before this episode aired.
Yeah. That
is how down to the wire they went.
Yeah.
They signed the contract and the episode aired. And it's all about, it's about, I guess, Jesus coming to town. And in the end, Trump comes and they make fun of Trump and whatever. Like Trump is in there with a little talking like, oh, my head. So the end of the show is that South Park is being sued by Trump for defaming him. And in the end, they're like, oh, you have to pay the town has to pay $3 million. And they're like, okay, we can work that out by shutting our hospital. And like, oh, and we also have to make pro-Trump content. And then they go, how are we supposed to make pro-Trump content? And the town goes, we'll figure it out. We're South Park. And then it has an abrupt cut. Goes boop. And then you just see a placeholder image. Mm-hmm. And it's just a black screen that says South Park Trump promo 1 of 50 in old Atari font.
Okay.
And then it goes, have you not seen this?
I have not. I've seen various clips, but I do not know this contextual bit.
Okay. And then it goes into a filmed bit.
Yeah.
That is, it's obviously a real actor walking through a real desert.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been deep faked to completely put Trump's face on it.
Okay.
But it is absolutely like you're watching a movie because apparently they were filming a movie and this was cut from it.
Okay.
And the voiceover's like, who walked through the desert for you? Who could take it when it was hot? And so it's Trump and he's like, oh, walking through the forest. And he takes off his coat and then he takes off his shirt and then he's got his pants off and then he's pulling off the tighty whities and then he's naked except for socks. And he clasps on the ground, drops on the ground. You see his butt from above. And then he rolls over. And then you see a little teeny tiny penis pop up. Super small with googly eyes. And it says, I'm Donald Trump and I approve this message. Wow. And then he hauls himself off the ground and starts walking again. And the voiceover says, Donald Trump, small penis, big heart. And then there's a sign that's he Trumped us, for a website that you can go to. So if the whole point being that Paramount CBS was kowtowed to them, and then they just signed a $3 billion deal. And then they made this whole movie of him naked with a tiny, tiny, tiny penis. It was something.
Yeah.
Certainly.
The funny thing about that was before the episode aired, they had, announced this just insane amount of money that they're getting. And I was sitting next to the no longer a teen and was like, do people your age watch South Park? Who is the audience for South Park? Feel like I haven't heard. And he was like, yeah, I don't really know. And I was like, I feel like I haven't heard anyone reference South Park in a decade. And then suddenly it was 12 hours later, everyone was talking about South Park.
Yesterday in the airport, I saw a child wearing a South Park t-shirt.
Wow.
And I was like, really? So I'm like, okay. It's weird to think how old South Park is. It's 27 years old or something. That's nuts. But anyway, they made this amazing, kind of scary deepfake video of a naked Donald Trump with a tiny, tiny penis that talks.
Well, there you go.
It was a big fuck you, Paramount. You want to kowtow this? Here you go. You just bought this.
It's sort of amazing. I mean, those
Thank
dudes
you for
are
your
definitely complicated people, but
oh, they are.
Yeah, but well played on that end of things.
Yeah, they're big. We don't give a fuck people.
Yeah.
But it was something, and I'm just like everyone else, just staring at it, going, "Well, I've seen that. Never unsee it."
But now you're back, Maureen Johnson.
Certainly,
you're
I'm back
in the U.S. of A.
I'm obviously sad of how much nonstop Epstein files coverage I ignored. I watched
sad
enough.
About having ignored it?
Oh yeah, I mean, I would love to be knee deep in that.
Ugh.
Balls deep, baby.
One of the things that has been remarkable.
If you're my man,
balls
deep is real low. It's like on the ground, basically. It's like wearing flats. You know what I'm saying?
Horrible.
That's what I call touching grass.
Horrible.
Oh yeah,
that's horrible.
Especially in this heat. Are you kidding me?
Oh hot. God.
Like taffy on a loom in the summertime, baby.
No good.
Oh, Stan, come on, bring it. Warm it up. You miss me? I'm bringing the energy back.
You are. I appreciate that. I'm not overly high energy today, so I appreciate you bringing the energy back. One of the things that I will say, about the Epstein shit is it has been sort of remarkable watching Donald Trump just score own goal after own goal on this.
Yeah.
Like, it seems pretty easy to just be like, yeah, I don't like the guy. We used to be friends and we're not anymore because he's a creep, leave it at that. But instead, he keeps kind of offering up more and more detail that doesn't help him. Like, for a man who seems to be incapable of actually telling the truth about most things, it does seem like lie. Like, you've got to figure there's somebody being like, all right, dude, come on, just fucking lie about this one. You lie about everything else. Don't go and try to explain that, no, the reason that you guys stopped being friends was that he was stealing your people who worked in your, like stealing the underage girls that worked in your spa. Like, don't explain that. Like,
yeah. And also, Dan, can you imagine Donald Trump, who is a terrible person, who doesn't care about the people that work under him, who owns a lot of properties and a lot of, say, hotels and spas and things. Imagine him remembering a spa employee from the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a surprising amount of detail.
Yeah. It has just been sort of very remarkable to watch this all unfold. I mean, I don't think that this will really hit him with any level of hardness because we've seen him wiggle out of every other fucking thing. But it has been a remarkable thing to witness as he flails around and does the worst job of making himself seem not wrapped up in all of this.
Yeah, that has been. And also when they started talking to Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator and assist to his, and someone who was also participated and committed many, many crimes, sending his own lawyer in to talk to her and then saying like, hey, maybe, I don't know, maybe she was treated unfairly.
Yeah.
They were being a little harsh on her.
Yeah.
I mean, the conspiracy-minded of these people, I can only imagine them losing their goddamn minds all the time now.
Yeah, except I feel like they are the conspiracy, part of the conspiracy mindedness is being willing to see anything in a way that it lines up with what you're expecting, right? So like, I feel like for this group, they had it seems like there was a moment where some of the harder core QAnon folks began to be like, wait, our hero, it doesn't seem like he's doing good things here. But since then, they seem to have walked that back, and they seem to now be able to somehow contort their beliefs to fit this, or simply moving on. Like, for people that were sort of single-mindedly focused on this for 4 years, they sure seem like they moved on for the most part.
Well, I don't for now, but this is a weird and fluid situation.
Yeah.
And one of the few things they give a shit about.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. I mean, I feel like we're going into a fall that is going to be very spicy.
Yep.
And very complicated, to say the least.
Yeah.
But I'm back, Dan. I mean, I have seen that there are other places and other things, and people that don't want to, and certainly they exist here as well. People that don't want to hear about this.
Yeah.
Just don't want to hear about it. Like they don't want to know. And I get that. And I'm like, well, what was it in me?
In their own place with their own problems.
But also people here, obviously, that are like, yeah, what problem? Sure, yeah. I just spent $300 on, 6 groceries, and my health insurance won't allow me to get insulin.
Yeah.
But it's all, but the border, I've been getting, updates on what they're talking about on Fox, and it's really just xenophobia, the border.
Oh, yeah.
And Biden.
Yeah.
Because people would say, well, what does your father say when presented with this stuff? I say, he just mumbles the word Biden over and over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just literally, just Biden. Right. Biden, like he's in a trance.
Right.
Which he is.
Yeah. Indeed. And on that note, Says Who is made possible by you through your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/sayswho. It's our Patreon where pretty much every Sunday you get this all over again. You get me and Maureen doing a little thing we call the Town Watch. And you get that if you give the $5 level. If you give another $5, you get a sticker in the mail because you become a member of the Says Who Sticker Club. What a club. Patreon.com/sayswho. Our theme music was performed by Ted Leo. Our logo was designed by Darth. You can contact us at SaysWhoPodcast.com on Blue Sky, at SaysWho at omfg.town on Mastodon. You can always email it, hey, that's HEY, at SaysWhoPodcast.com. You can join the discussion on Facebook at /group/SaysWhovians. Our Facebook group is moderated by Janice Dillard. You can also join the fan-run Discord server at tinyurl.com/sayswhodiscord. Whatever you do, spread the word, subscribe, leave stars and reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever it is that you listen. And you can join us next Wednesday, back on that Wednesday tip, the 6th of August. Fuck.
That's not great for me to hear, Dan, in terms of my mental health. I'm not ready for that.
No. Agreed.
I'm ready for that.
Agreed.
That's not okay.
That means only we here at our home are in the chute of having to get the big one back to college. So pretty soon we will be back to a group of 3. So that's a whole head fuck too. Anyway, that's next Wednesday, the 6th of August. Our very next episode from my basement in Chicago. I am Dan Sinker.
And from a place of peace, of love, of respecting nature and realizing it, again, it's a part in our lives that we are nature and that we need to respect it, to go out and experience it and not become overly consumed with the illusions that we've built around us. Let's all just take a moment and really appreciate just air. You know what I mean? Just the air. Dan, do you appreciate the air?
I guess.
Come on. You got to appreciate the air.
Okay.
I am your friend.
It's true.
Maureen Johnson.
Well, this has been Says Who.
Just wonderful to see you again, Dan.
Aw, you too.
Just can't wait to really, we got a lot of exciting stuff coming up.
Non-stop.
It's really never going to stop. It's never going to stop.
No, it is, in fact, never going to stop.
Never going to stop.
Wow.
So that's good.
It's great.
All right, well, I was in England, Dan. I just came back.
Should have stayed.
Came back to this. It's a good idea. I guess I'll see what's going on Fox in the other room.